So I've been thinking about the gospel a little bit lately. And before I start talking about the gospel, I want to make sure that we agree on what it is. So if we agree that God created the world perfectly, and then through choice, mankind sinned and broke relationship with God, and then Jesus came to restore that relationship, led a perfect life, and then he was crucified, and then he was dead and buried, and on the third day he rose again, so that we could have eternal life. So if we agree on those 5 points and we say that that's the gospel, the thing that I've been thinking about then is in the Gospel of Mark and the Gospel of Matthew, it gives us instances of where Jesus went from town to town preaching the gospel. So I guess my question then is, how could Jesus preach the gospel if he hadn't died and rose again? The thing that I would put to you is that perhaps the gospel is bigger than my hand. Perhaps the gospel is bigger than just personal salvation. When we look at the Great Commission in Mark, it says, preach the gospel to every individual. That's personal salvation. But when we look at the Great Commission in Matthew, it says, go and make disciples of all nations. I guess the thing that I would put to you is, you're saved out of sin, and I'm sure that you know that. You understand your personal salvation. But do you understand what you're saved into? You're saved into a calling that means that you're called to disciple the nations. God made you to change the world. What are you doing about it?
She's gotten away from her country roots.